It's a lot.
Meek Mill and P. Diddy matching outfits picture goes viral after Meek Mill comes up in this lawsuit, right? You got this lawsuit where this dude is suing P. Diddy and people been going through it. He brought, I believe, a Young Miami name came up in it, like about her cousin, you know.
Meek Mill appears visibly tense, clearly struggling with the mounting pressure. He has been openly disclosing their personal challenges, which has only intensified the chaos surrounding the situation.
If a bear shit in the woods, does it make a smell? Yeah, I could kind of see it. I could see it. And it's like before the internet and all that shit existed. You see what I'm saying? When you're in the industry and all that, you be hearing shit about certain people. You know what I mean? I've been heard shit about this dude. You know what I mean? Long time ago. Long time ago. So the fact that this is all coming, it's almost surprising that he was able to maneuver this long, to be honest. You know what I mean? I was there at City College and all that with the basketball game where people died. A girl that I know passed away. Rest in peace, Sonia Williams. And I didn't think he was going to be able to bounce back from that. I was like, oh, this nigga's done. He's done. And he just laid low for a little while. Came back stronger than ever after that. It was crazy.
R.I.P. to her, man. I had no idea that you knew someone that got killed in that situation, man.
Yeah, my man Sonny's sister, man. She went to school with us in New Rochelle. Matter of fact, she was Father MC's girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, I know I always interview, Gene Deal, and he's very adamant that, Diddy is the reason why, all them people got killed, but from your point of view, do you blame Diddy?
Yes, I blame greed on it. You know what I mean? I feel like they didn't want a bunch of people to get in for free, so they closed the doors in a certain way. The doors, I think, had to be pushed out or something like that, and they pulled them back in towards it. So like people got crushed against the doors trying to get in this little space, and you know what I mean? At that point, when you saw shit was crazy, y'all should have just said F the money and just let motherfuckers in. But no, y'all motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Y'all want to squeeze a quarter to the eagle screen. You know what I mean? And that's that bullshit.
You personally, do you think Diddy can bounce back from what he's going through right now?
I mean, I feel like in the black community, it's probably a wrap, just for the simple fact that motherfuckers are saying no Diddy. Like, the fact that you are like a tagline, like people have replaced pause and no homo and all that with no Diddy, I really don't see how you can come back from that in the black community. Now, in the white community, he might come back from you see what I'm saying? Like, they still love, Roman Polanski and all the who's the dude that was like the pedophile? He was a movie director. I think it's Roman Polanski, if I'm not mistaken. There was this film director who was with like a 13-year-old girls and shit like that, and I don't know, somebody died and all that, and he went to another country, but they still with this dude like in Hollywood and shit, like, you know what I mean? And he's a fucking exile murderer type of dude, like, you know what I mean? And they still, I think they honored him at something, you know what I mean? So I think Puffy is their guy, so they might still allow him to make money in certain circles or whatever the case may be. But as far as us, I think he's always going to be the butt of a joke. You know, like I saw, like everything that's like they're putting it on him now. Like I saw a video and a dude had like dry shaving cream or something on the side of his face, and the nigga said, "You look like you just came from a Diddy party." Like, how do you bounce back off of that? Like, I don't think you can. Like, you know what I mean? But if he does, and I don't see how, but we live in a crazy world. Some people say he might, if he was just to come out and be like, you know what, I am gay and da 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 da, that might be one of his saving graces, because now that community will embrace him and bring him in. You know what I mean? We understand. You know what I mean?
It's clear that Diddy is under intense scrutiny. Where there's smoke, there's undoubtedly fire.
So, right, you know, Little Rod, he alleges that, you know, Diddy, he'll put his hands on him, but, you know, when he'll put his hands on him, he'll disguise it as horseplay. But he felt like Diddy was trying to groom him, in a sense.
Well, with the horseplay situation, I used to see him do that with certain women. You understand? When he was mad, upset, or he was too old for this, but he would do that play fighting shit. You understand? So I can imagine him play fighting with Lil Rod, because, you know, a lot of people could say what they want to say about Diddy. You know, he got a knuckle game. He will fight you. You know what I'm saying? You his size, you understand something like that? Around your size, something like that, he would fight you. He had a knuckle game. He wasn't that dude that, like, people try to say he was some old scared ass nigga. Nah, he would fight you. You understand? So I could see with a person like Lil Rod, he probably was roughing him up, grabbing him, groping him, you know what I'm saying? Acting like he playing with him, but he actually want him to do what he want him to do. So, like I said before, that he did in the past. So when I read it from Lil Rod, I see he's doing the same shit he's doing in the future.
So he was doing this with females too back then when you was around.
Right. That's how him and Kim got into the fight, and he, you know, play fight. We used to play fight with the pillows, like the pillow fight, that dumb shit like that. You know, that's kids to me. But if that's the way they do, that's the way they do. You understand? He used to do it with Kim all the time.
So the horseplay was his way of grooming you in a sense.
Well, that grooming, that's some new shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't call it grooming back then. That his horseplay was a way of letting you know I could really hurt you if I wanted to. You get it? I could really hurt you. And that's what that kid probably felt. Yo, why he doing me like that? Oh, he just playing with you. No, he was letting you know, if I turn this up, I could really hurt you.
And that was his way of trying to get you to be submissive to him.
Right. He's letting you know. He's putting in your mind. Listen here, bro. He's trying to put in his mind, we're playing now, but if I really want to turn this step on you, it's on. You ain't got no wins. So that kid is feeling, yo, listen here. In his mind, if you read the documents, in his mind, he was so scared that when he went to other people in the camp and said, why did he treat me? Why did he doing this and doing that? They said, oh, he just playing with you because he love you. He like you. He was trying to instill that fear in you that he had in you. And he won.
Yeah, that does make sense, man. And me looking at this lawsuit, he's also, you know, alleging that he met Cuban Gooding Jr. through Diddy on Diddy Yacht. And it even got to a point where he started touching him on his, you know, upper inner thigh near his groin, according to him.
Did you see the picture?
Nah, I didn't get to see it, but
oh my God. Yo, listen to me, man. I don't know if it was what they call it when you take two pictures and they put it together and stuff like that. What they call it when they put the pictures together and they don't belong together, but they put it together. Whatever,
Side by side.
yeah, whatever they call that. Cuban Gooden Jr. was so close to that man. I would thought that was his lady. That's how close he was to him, and then his hands all on his leg and everything. It was crazy, bro. I don't even believe that. So when you see Cuban Gooden fighting the case here in New York, when he said the girl was saying that he was groping her and everything like that, I'm glad they didn't show that picture at his trial, because he would have been guilty. That's how close he was to that kid, man.
So you seeing on pictures, do you believe his claims?
Yeah, I believe his claims. See, somebody put something in Cuban Gooding Jr. ear that this was fresh meat, or see can you break him, or see can you do something? Because don't no other man be that.
Rumors about Diddy's sexuality have been spreading more rapidly online, with fresh stories surfacing one after another.
Point, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote a couple records. Yeah, it was a couple records. I don't really remember the exact records though.
How did they come about though? Him reaching out to you for you to write for him?
I did that early in my career when I first signed with Rockefeller. It was a little bidding war. I got the call from Puff, and me, him, and Nas was going to do a record together. And I wound up staying at the studio doing a couple records.
That's news to me, man. So he was trying to sign you to Bad Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's news right there, yo.
Well, I could have been a Bad Boy. I could have been a Rough Riders. Couple spots.
Why didn't you sign a Bad Boy?
I was already committed to Rockefeller. I ain't signed no contract yet, but it was already done.
When you look back in hindsight, do you regret it?
Being signed to Rockefeller?
Yeah.
Hell no. No, I don't regret that at all.
So when you look back at your career and knowing that you could have been at Bad Boy or Rough Riders, you still you could go back, you would still say.
You listen to that question you just asked me. Bad Boy or Rough Riders? Maybe Rough Riders. But right now, in hindsight, looking at things, nah. Nah. Nah.
I feel you, man. I feel you. But I gotta ask you, man. I gotta ask you this. How you feel about the situation Diddy going through right now?
It's wild. You know, y'all got that game pause. They stopped saying pause and now it's no Diddy. That's a bad joint. That's bad. Dang. No Diddy.
Have you ever been to his parties?
Not one. Not one. Not one. Ever.
Yo, have you heard about him though?
Yeah. Yeah, you hear about them parties? Nah. That wasn't for me. No, sir.
What you hear about him?
Same thing everybody else heard about him.
Meek Mill weighed in on the raid, claiming that Diddy fled the city and told his kids to witness the event to toughen them up. However, let's be real, this likely wasn't the true reason. Diddy probably aimed for a quick escape, and bringing his kids along would have attracted far too much attention.
Homeland Security about how they removed a whole lot of electronics from Diddy house. You heard about that?
Bruh, they rich. They're gonna have a lot of electronics. They're going to have a lot of laptops. They're going to have a lot of computer stuff around there. A lot of times, people got to be smart. You cannot hide anything on no laptop. So if they was that dumb to put any videos or anything on any of those type of electronics, you understand, it's going to come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for, because it was going on the premises of sex trafficking, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a sexual context, like they in a sexual act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're going to go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird fetishes that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there, then unless that individual was in the picture, who do you charge? Because the houses wasn't in his name. They was in companies' names that they could say all people had all kinds of access to them. Unless somebody testify that that's Diddy's room, nobody goes in that room but him. You understand what I'm saying? That's when they get the help to come in, the maid to come in. You understand? Or the people who work there, yo, where's Mr. Combs' room? Oh, that's Mr. Combs' room. You understand what I'm saying? That's Mr. Combs' room. He only want anybody allowed in that room. Not unless Mr. Combs is there. They get those people to testify. But when they got a big ass mansion like that belongs to studios or Bad Boy Films and his daughter and stuff like that, they charge the person who the house is in their name. Would he be the type of person to let his daughters know, take those type of crimes? We'll see.
Yeah, that would be messed up if he let his kids take the charges. But they also reporting that, Homeland Security, when they raided Diddy, they was looking for the footage that Diddy was using to blackmail celebrities. How you feel about that?
Well, you got to look at this. They looking for anything. It's not just Lil Rob lawsuit, the blackmail stuff. Like, they can't do that. They said that it was they went in there on the premises that it was for sex trafficking and underage minors in there. So now, if everything is being taped and he's taping people doing this and they find it in their house, they got to bring the tapes back to him. They got to make sure that he's the one walking around with the video camera. If he's, you understand what I'm saying? They got to prove that. And then they got to have people to come in and say that he did that. They saw him with the video camera, like Lil Rob said. He used to tape him on the phone and all that stuff like that. Maybe he had burnouts or something like that. We don't know. But when they do that raid, they ain't just looking for pictures. Whatever they find drugs, goes to the DEA case. If they went down in the wine cellar and they found cases of Sircock with cocaine in it, coca in it, they're gonna get that to the DEA. They found a lot of guns and stuff like that. That's ATF. A lot of different agencies can get involved just on going on there on the sex trafficking case. It's whatever they find in there, bro. They're not just going to limit themselves to that one thing once they got the search warrant to go in.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. How you feel about the people that feel the type of way that, Diddy, he wasn't there when his kids got arrested? I think 50, he even, made a comment about it saying that, Diddy, he got his kids in a bullshit now.
I believe he was a coward. There's no way he should have let that happen to his kids. I believe he knew what was going down, and he probably thought they wasn't going to do that to the kids, but they did. They wanted to be gangsters. Lil Combs did, so now you're a gangster.
So you feel like Diddy, he already got a heads up?
Diddy is relentless in every area of his life, whether it's business, relationships, or personal behavior. He has shown a more sinister, manipulative side that's impossible to overlook.
I just want to say, I know a lot of people want to hear these stories and everything like that, because this is stuff that happened back in the day. And then maybe that if they knew there was going to ever be a YouTube, or they knew there was going to ever be social media, a lot of the stuff probably wouldn't have got played out like it did. But things happen, and these are just stories from the past. I would like to use that as, what you call that, just to clear the facts up what's going on. But it all started, we was in Atlanta. And this story starts when I'm with Puff, and he's in the exotic bookstores, and he's doing shopping. Right, he's shopping, getting his stuff and everything like that. So, this is the first time I was ever in an exotic bookstore with Puff. So, I'm giving him his space. He's taking things off the shelves and stuff like that, because they gave him a brown paper bag. When they gave him a brown paper bag, he was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he's going, I'm just looking at the places where he's picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked like quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there, and it said butt plugs, and I was like, hey yo, I was messing with him, because people don't understand. We was like friends. He was a part of the same gang, so I'm still gonna tease him. I'm still gonna mess with him and everything like that. I could do that. It wasn't just no security thing. So I say, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said butt plugs, and he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you could do it by yourself, brother. And he started walking and everything like that. So when he got I just waited at the counter. So when he got to the counter, he didn't even have to show the guy nothing. He just gave the guy a wad of money. I mean, like, he gave the guy a stack something like this. And Puff wasn't the dude to carry no 20s and no 50s and nothing like that. And I mean, like, he just said, boom. And we walked out the store. So we had to leave Atlanta and go to North Carolina for a show. You understand? And it was him, this rapper, Sarah, and this other girl. We all got on a G5 jet, and we flew to G4 jet, and we flew to North Carolina. So later on that, I think that afternoon, same day, this rapper and him, they all in the room together. It's Sarah, the girl, Puff, and this dude, this rapper. So I'm hearing at the door and stuff like that, like, yeah. So then next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door, and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? And he said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff. They're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there. I said, bro, you ain't going in there, because he told me they don't want nobody to be bothering them. He was like, yo, I don't care, man. I'm going in there. That bullshit like that. I said, yo, bro, Jesus Christ had to come down here and take the air out of my body before you get in that room right there. Watch. He tried to bum rush me. I grabbed him and threw him against the piano. When I threw him into the piano, Puff and Ja Rule runs out the room. Puff got his towel, Ja grabbing his towel, but they butt naked. And so then Ja was like, yo, what's going on? Yo, G, that's my cousin. He know me well, and Puff was like, yo, G, what happened? I said, he tried to get in the room. I told him he couldn't get in the room. And he was like, he just looked, Puff looked at Ja. He said, yo, Ja said, you ain't want to go in that room because there's a lot of freaking going on. So I was like, oh, he said it was a lot of freaky going on. So that was basically that story, man. You know what I'm saying? They went back in the room. Dude felt a certain kind of way, and he left out. So I seen them at the concert the next day, and they tried to, form up against me. But my man Frank was like, I told my man Frank, I was like, yo, Frank, put yourself in that position. Somebody trying to get in the room, and Ja told you don't let nobody get in the room. What would you do? Now, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, man. But I ain't taking no losses. He said, yo, you good, and that was it. Bro, when Ja said, you don't want to come up in there, a lot of freaky stuff is going on. You got to use your mind. What they was doing with those butt plugs.
It's not just Meek Mill. Lair is also under scrutiny, with rumors about his sexuality making the rounds.
Mace, he spoke out about Diddy House getting raided. If you can, right, because he got the show with Cam, and a lot of people, they don't know about the history between Mace and Diddy. Let the people know how Diddy did him dirty, if you don't mind.
From what I know, I think that Diddy wasn't teaching Mace the business. You understand? He was using Mace as other artists to write rhymes on other people, write songs on other people's albums, on his album, and taking their talents and stealing their publishing on different albums and different records. Prime example, Mace wrote that Bad Boy joint. I ain't even see him at the premiere, because I believe Diddy owned most of the publishing on that, which ended up being a big record, therefore went over to movies. I think Mace was upset the fact that when he learned the business, he saw how Diddy had robbed him. He had took the glory for the albums, the music, and all the records that he had did. And he got pennies for it. You understand? 8,000 here, 10,000 there. You understand? When the record go platinum, Diddy's getting 200,000-300,000 and only gave him pennies for writing a song, getting points on publishing that he didn't even deserve. So Mace learning the business and knowing the business, it led him to be upset. Diddy was teaching him wrong. Like, Diddy was teaching him not to even speak to people, brother. You understand what I'm saying? Mace used to come up in there, yo, what's up? How you doing? He had that Harlem smile. You know what I mean? Like, he happy, he's shining. Because, he had a lot of jewels that the other artists didn't have. He used to come up in the studios. He used to come places fly. Did he tell him, yo, you ain't gonna never be famous because you always speaking to people. Let them speak to you. I seen Mace stop speaking to people. When I told him, man, don't listen to that nigga with that old dumb shit. Be you. But he found out after Big died and Puff left his ass out in California, he knew only Puff was for self. So Mace and them didn't have what these kids have now with the internet, with the YouTubes, to learn the business themselves or listen to somebody teach them the business and stuff to watch out for. It was word of mouth or somebody sitting you down or you hiring a lawyer back then to teach you what you're supposed to know.
Meek Mill's close relationship with Diddy is undeniably one of the most unusual pairings. It just doesn't quite add up. To be clear, the responsibility rests entirely with him.